Welcome to Artfight! This is my second year of participating and I'd like to share some attacks I made with you guys. Though we probably shouldn't linger around here for too long. Also, can we talk about how we're in the middle of Artfight and both the teams are still neck to neck against each other? I feel like there's not enough people talking about that. Was 2024 just an outlier? But hold it right there because it is important. Last year, I still got some beautiful attacks right before the event ended, which unfortunately didn't make it to my last Artfight video, so I want to shout them out before we start talking about this year's attacks. First up is this awesome attack by A Scream for Help. I promise that is the name, I am not trying to threaten anyone. You perfectly managed to capture how chill Python is with everything, especially with that nonchalant expression. But I know that look in her face, and I know that when she's standing up that she is proud of something. And if a hacker is proud of something they did on the computer, then you should probably watch out. Really cool attack to which I revenged with this drawing of Ceres. Ceres? Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Next is yet another drawing of Python by Little Pale Child as a revenge for my own attack. This artist noticed Python's love for milkshakes in her description and went for it, with a full scene dedicated to the dessert. I never visualized Python in a bright background before this piece, so it was a really nice change of pace. Thank you for enlightening me. Thank you for your attention, and now to our usual schedule. My very first attack is Harvey and Camellia by Flamboyant King. I already had these two in my radar way before Artfight started because of their lovely webtoon We Grow As We Go. I really like the cozy, healing vibe of the story, and Camellia specifically is very drawable. So drawable, in fact, that I lost my patience to wait for Artfight one of these days and just drew them for funsies, why not? But anyways, the important drawing right now, the one for the event, the one on the screen, is a little scene of these two characters baking a cake. My only thought process going into this is 1. How cute that interaction would be, and 2. How would Camellia, being so tiny, be able to help out? So I thought of this little scene where Harvey is asking Camellia to pour a little bit more milk because the batter was getting a bit too rough, and Camellia holding a milk carton way bigger than themselves, saying, "Yeah, I can definitely do that, just a little." And as you can probably see by now, this scene is a setup, either for disaster or for non-disaster. Me, as a humble fan, decided I was not going to be the one to decide how this cake was gonna turn out. So I turned to the creator as I submitted my attack, and the response was, and I quote, "The cake will turn out deflated but still delicious. The icing decoration will be simple and bland, but who cares if it's yummy?" And I couldn't give a better answer than that. It's perfectly on theme with the story and I applaud you. Hooray for imperfect cakes! Also, real quick before I move on to the next drawing, I already mentioned that I have drawn Camellia before, right? So you'd think I'd have some experience with drawing them, right? Oh, apparently not, because it took me a bajillion tries to not make Camellia's expression look extremely evil for some reason. Honestly, this attack took me by surprise being so early in the event. It was a very pleasant surprise and I couldn't wait to get back at you for it. So naturally, after looking at my options, my target was Soul. I really have no idea why, I don't know. Something about this design just spoke to me, you know. Soul is a mastermind of summoning dangerous creatures called soulless shadows, which I forgot to draw. And his monochromatic outfit is a way of showing his own sense of balance, while declaring that he'll be the one to fix it through his perception of what is correct. I love myself some characters with their own set of morals, twisted or not really. There's just so much potential, so much you can do with a character with that trait. But anyways, for the composition, I was really inspired by choose your character, trading cards, that kind of aesthetic. So a cool action pose to show off his scythe, and some special effects in the background. Since this character is completely black and white, I decided to do the shading with a multiply layer using purple, since I don't think it would be that interesting to just choose the darker version of that color, especially since there's no hue to play around with. Plus, it would be a nice pop of color among all the black and white, and is what I personally do with my Sona, which is also really monochromatic. With all that being said, here's the finished result. I had a bunch of fun with this one. Okay, strap in because this one has a story. This mad lad. I received the attack, I get really happy because I also had that person on my radar because cool webtoon, go read it. I was itching to draw the MC and there were 0 characters. None, nada. I was just in a weird state of being mad and impressed. I would check on their account every once in a while just to be sure there weren't anyone I could attack, and then I saw them. There used to be just 2 characters, but now there's way more, so that's cool. Nexian is still the one I wanted to draw anyway, so I'm still happy, I still won. And this piece is also where my personal Artfight theory ends up falling into practice once again. I swear this event must have something put in it, because my art greatly improves every time there is an Artfight event. Like all of a sudden I know how to draw male anatomy, baggy clothes and backgrounds, what? It happened last year, it happened this one, and it will happen in the next one, so be sure to subscribe in case you want to see that. To be fair though, Miao's art has always been really background heavy and I was really inspired by that while making this piece. So credit where credit is due. And this is the final piece, I'm pretty proud of this one. Unfortunately, I kind of forgot to record this one, so the speed paint will have to do. This is Umbra by Emmy25Dog. Can you guess what I'm going to say next? Yep, this one is also from a webtoon. I know there's a pattern here that's clearly visible, but counterpoint. I have no counterpoint, I just made a bunch of webtoon art moods recently. But anyways, about the drawing. Umbra is described as a lazy wannabe journalist who never really wrote any kind of article. At least not visibly in the story, from what I can remember. I thought it fit the themes of the story, making a little scene with Umbra quoting that one corporate saying, "Dress for the job you want, not the one you have," or whatever, but taken pretty much completely out of context. And suddenly, what was meant to be a strategy to give a good first impression during a job interview turned into basically manifesting that job into your life. I'm not taking all reason away from Umbra, but like her grandma says, that's not really how it works. And to achieve that, I gave Umbra a kinda stereotypical journalist outfit. At least that's what I see in my mind whenever I think of a journalist. Kind of a Lois Lane vibe. This is the final piece from me, but not from the video, so don't click off yet. I love this piece, and I really appreciate the attention to detail. The portals, the mirror shards being a reference to my webcomics cover, Lila's different eye color while she uses the portals. Can you even be more spot on than that? Lila looks so cool! I love the line weight and the texture. Traditional art is very welcome in here, that looks amazing. Alright, now that's everything from me. Thank you for staying this far, and until we meet again!